in Ettington. Are you ready for some wrestling? Come on, Ettington, I know you're not going to be louder than that. Let's hear you! Okay, well, we're going to have a wrestling matchup. We are going to need a referee, ladies and gentlemen. So let's bring out our referee for the afternoon, Danny Mars! He's going to be calling things right down the middle this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, this is PEW Legacy. We're here in the Ettington Community Centre. And our first matchup is for the PEW Women's Championship. And this matchup will be contested in the best 2 out of 3 falls match, ladies and gentlemen. Introducing first, the challenger.
It's one of the biggest days in the PEW calendar and one of the biggest days in their careers for many of our PEW stars. We welcome you to Ettington. We welcome you to Legacy 2024. And first to the ring, the challenger for the phenomenal Elite Wrestling Women's title, Harley Hudson. Dave Bradshaw here alongside the self-proclaimed Professor Dan Layton. And what a way to start things out, Dan.
I know, it's self-proclaimed and soon to be accredited by established university premises. But yes, big, huge match. This is the way you kick off a show like Legacy.
And ladies and gentlemen, introducing the champion.
For the majority of the time that PEW has existed, this woman has held that championship, now a 2-time women's champion. Ivy winning that title for the 2nd time back in April at Reckoning against Lizzie Evo. And Dan, as always, she's coming with her megaphone.
Well, she's got stuff to say. I mean, when you've been a champion as dominant as Ivy has, you command a certain amount of respect. You don't always get given that respect by the people here in the Ettington Community Centre, but the material, the work speaks for itself. The length of this title reign, the commitment to this company.
Always has plenty to say. She didn't have quite so much to say 3 weeks ago at SolarSlam when Ivy teamed with Oscar Prospero to lose in a tag team match to Adam Bolt and Harley Hudson. So Hudson may well have Ivy's number headed into this 2 out of 3 falls championship match.
Yeah, she's definitely earned this opportunity. One of the most formidable competitors Ivy has had the opportunity to defend her championship against. That being said, if there's anybody who can make it through a match as intense as a 2 out of 3 falls match with the championship in her hand against an opponent as formidable as Harley Hudson, I believe it's Ivy.
Unique dynamic, of course, when there is 2 out of 3 falls. If you can win that first fall, it gives you the decisive advantage potentially, so I'm sure both women thinking about that. Lots to think about. She is absolutely insufferable, isn't she?
You say insufferable, I say confident. I say knows herself. I say knows her worth. And well, the one word I absolutely would not use would be Karen. These people are far braver than I.
because it is upsetting her, and she's but if you don't so much show with camera, she goes to the bullet of all the complaints to management about all of this. So try and keep on the downwards just for a moment, please.
It's going to take her a while to write all these complaints
out. Oh no, I mean this is not how you want to be starting a match. The emotional strain this is putting her under as well.
Embarrassing. I've seen 2-year-olds who are more mature than this.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the best match for the PEW Womens Championship. Introducing first to my left, she is the challenger, fighting out of Liverpool. She is 9 stone of Scouse power, the beauty of people. Ladies and gentlemen, she's hot and her opponent. This is Harley,
Not the best weekend for Liverpool. Maybe Harley Hudson can get some of that energy back.
And ladies and gentlemen, to my right, she is the current reigning and defending PEW Women's Champion, fighting out of Sheffield, and she is definitely not a Karen, ladies and gentlemen. This is Alfiee.
Everybody here in Ettington would love nothing more than to shut Karen or Ivy up.
Get her name right, please.
But
Ivy.
as we've seen time and time again, that can be easier said than done.
She might be running out of formal complaints, but I would be more than happy to print her some new ones off if you're not careful.
Didn't know you worked in the office.
Man of many talents.
By the way, we are broadcasting live on YouTube this afternoon. Thank you for joining us wherever you are around the world. As this is the first of multiple championship matches this afternoon.
Ivy asserting dominance immediately in this 2 out of 3 falls match.
Now Hudson getting Ivy back into the corner. Strikes from Harley Hudson. 9 stone of Scouse girl power. And Ivy at the moment feeling that power. Into the corner though goes Hudson. Ivy trying to send her across the ring. Hudson keeping her guessing. Hudson ducks a clothesline. Another one. Crossbody from Harley Hudson. The pin and a 2 count. That could have been the first fall, but remember here, Dan, again, it's 2 out of 3 falls. So whoever is the first to get not 1 but 2 pinfalls or submissions over their opponent will walk out of here as the PEW Women's Champion.
Well, indeed, I was about to say it's smart of Hudson to go for the pin early on. It's important to get that initial advantage. The first person who gets the pinfall, just not only the numbers advantage in terms of 1 of the 3 falls, but the psychological upper hand.
Yeah, 100%. Psychology of your opponent having to win 2 straight falls against you if you've won the first one. It could be a difference maker. Hudson looking to do what so many have failed to do over the course of Ivy's 2 championship reigns, is to dethrone her as women's champion. Harley Hudson has the tools to do it, no doubt about that. One of the best women's wrestlers in the world right now, been working all around the world, including in TNA, of course.
Definitely an ambassador for British women wrestlers. An incredible talent, lots to offer, but Ivy knows her way around this particular ring better than anybody.
Ivy there sent face first into that turnbuckle. Here comes the left, the right, the good night. No, Ivy shoving Hudson away and then quickly bailing to the outside.
Taking a breather. This has been all Hudson so far. Ivy just needs to get that breather, get that moment to get herself back into gear.
Ivy taking her time here, just walking around, and that Karen chant again resonating around the Ettington Community Hall. Hudson, where's she going? Running around the outside, going to cut her off with a pass here. A shot from Hudson right to the face of Ivy.
I think Ivy was trying to tire her out there, try and confuse her, but nope, Harley Hudson says no.
Ivy looking a little worse for wear here. She's sat down in the front row.
These seats come at a premium, and it's for reasons like this.
Hudson's having some fun.
Fun's all well and good, but at the end of the day, I mean, the count is on. If she wants to get one of these falls, this needs to happen in the ring.
Yeah, she'll win it by count out if she rolled back in, but
I suppose.
no sign of her doing that. She's quite happy to brawl on the outside, and that's the danger, as you're saying, Dan, because Ivy rolling back in.
Do you think Holly Hudson's that kind of competitor? She's happy to take a quick, easy count out? I don't know.
I don't think she'd want to, but sometimes the flow of a match goes in unexpected ways, and the way it's going at the moment is Ivy grabbing the hair of Harley Hudson, going to roll her back into the ring. Ivy, I'm sure, we mentioned earlier, still reeling from the fact that Hudson defeated her in a tag team match just 3 weeks ago in this very building. Ooh, that was a harsh sounding landing there for Hudson.
Echoing across the Midlands.
Hudson able to kick away there. At the beginning of a very busy night here in PEW. Said it's a night that can change careers, or later on, it could be the end of a career for Jason Joshua, who's put his career on the line in hopes of winning the PEW World title from Riley Nova. That's our main event later.
It's a big fight kind of night. And this is certainly one of those.
Hudson could maybe...
I mean, you might be right here, Dave. Oh,
yeah, she's
breaking the count up.
Reset the count, smart from Hudson. She could set a tone here if Hudson can win that women's title. Once you set that kind of vibe in an event like this, where championships are changing hands, it could be a very hard momentum to stop for any champions.
Absolutely, and it'll unsettle other champions backstage watching. That might be, you know, something that ricochets throughout the evening. But it doesn't look like...
Oh, God, that's a shot with the belt.
And this is not...
Well, that's going to be a disqualification.
Yeah. Now, this is interesting, Dave.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ivy has been disqualified there for the first fall. Goes to Harley Hudson, 1-0.
Now, that is fascinating.
Now, that was deliberate.
Yes, absolutely it was.
It seemed to me like that was deliberate. And Ivy apparently understanding that she's going to lose the first fall, but... You know, what I think she's doing here, Dan, maybe she's thinking she'll lose that first fall, but the damage she's done to Hudson in the process might give her a decisive advantage. She could score 2 quick falls here and win it 2-1.
I think you're exactly right, Dave. I think she noticed that Holly Hudson had the upper hand. She needed to do anything that she could possibly do to get back in this match, even if that was sacrificing a fall, putting herself at that 2-in-a-row disadvantage. But, I mean, look at the impact it's had on Hudson. She's barely able to get back to her feet at the moment.
The referee is not issuing a count out. Hudson is rolling back into the ring. Hudson barely able to stand. And as nefarious as the plan has been by Ivy here, it may be effective.
It seems like Ivy's trying to let the ref know Harley is not in a position to continue this match, so maybe the whole thing should get called off.
She's a real humanitarian, isn't she?
Yeah. Look out for your opponents. It's about respect.
Well, she's unable to continue. You wouldn't be trying to DDT her, but that's exactly what she's done. Ivy will hook the leg, and I think, yes, we are even at 1-1, which, of course, from Ivy's perspective, was the plan all along.
Exactly. And it's a plan coming off to great effect, because if she's, I mean, look, exactly what she's about to do right now.
She could win it. Ivy could win it. Has it been an evil, successful plan? No, it hasn't, because that arm came up from Harley Hudson. The match continues. A spanner in the works of the plan here. Gut wrench suplex, though, from Ivy.
Flying across the ring.
Hudson down in the corner. She may have kicked out of that second pin attempt, kept herself in the match, but Ivy firmly in control here.
Absolute dominance at this moment. It was all Hudson. Almost like she was an animal playing with their food. And, oh, wait, no, Ivy's got something to say. Everybody be quiet.
Get that microphone out of her hands. Not just to beat Hudson here, but to embarrass her, humiliate her front of the PEW fans. Ooh, what a kick to the spine there from Alfiee. Listen to the fans. Alfiee got what she deserved there. Slap around the face. Alfiee getting rid of the microphone. Alfiee now. Champion seems to have snapped.
The games are over. Alfiee not standing for that level of disrespect.
Hudson just dumped down face first. And an elbow from Alfiee. Alfiee looking to retain here. This could be the decisive fall. Hudson kicks out, but of course we are essentially now down to a regular 1-fall match because it's 1 fall apiece.
Absolutely, and with every kick out, a little bit more energy is expended by the challenger, who needs to find a way back into this.
Alfiee trying to charge to the corner. Hudson's got her by the hair. I would criticise the rule breaking, but it's hard to criticise anyone for breaking rules against Alfiee. Turnaround's fair play. Hudson diving back in. The flip, the shoulders down, and it's a 2 count.
It's just the kind of integrity I've come to expect from you, Dave Bradshaw. And just like that, the champion taking back advantage here, going for the cover. This is going to be it.
No, it's not. Kick out on 2. I heard that cheap shot, by the way, but we'll move on. Alfiee
Said it loud.
shaking her head here in disgust at the fact that Harley Hudson just won't stay down. Yeah, that Alfie's, and you think you're on my level, trying to taunt Harley Hudson.
Just using every ounce of her strength, her power, her size to press in this chin lock, drive the air out of Harley Hudson.
Well, you can understand the self-confidence on the part of Alfiee. She's been so dominant in the women's division here in PEW over the past couple of years. She must think she's invincible, but she might not be. There's a jawbreaker from Hudson. Straight to the back of the neck, one to the front. The challenger starting to build up some momentum. Alfiee reverses the Irish whip. Close over Hudson, champion goes down.
Hudson's starting to feel it.
Second time, same result. Hudson, this time with the boot. Fans getting fired up. They're starting to believe. Maybe this could be Harley Hudson's day at Legacy. Hudson sweeps the leg of Alfiee.
Hudson has a fantastic relationship with this crowd. She uses that energy to drive her forward.
And those hips right into the face, just snapping that neck backwards of Alfiee.
I want to see it once more.
She's 9 stone of Scouse girl power. But she is unrelenting energy. Is Harley Hudson.
This could be
go
it.
For the pin to win the championship. No, left shoulder came up for Alfiee, and still we go on.
It's not going to be that easy to put away a champion as dominant as Alfiee.
Oh, Hudson looking to end it there, but Alfiee with that Boston Crab, beaten some of the best with that. Going to try and sit down with her body weight there, wants to put the pressure on the lower back of Hudson. That's exactly what she's done.
The pressure on the lower back, the stretch on the thigh. This is an incredibly painful submission maneuver.
Yeah, look at the torque there.
You can see it on the face of Hudson. She's looking at that bottom rope. She's hoping she can find a way to it.
Yeah, Hudson crawling ever closer to that rope. Can she get there in time? Yes, she can. But only just, and you've got to wonder, well, how much damage was done, because Hudson was in that half crab, or in that Boston Crab, excuse me, for a prolonged period there.
She saved herself, but it may only be a momentary reprieve.
That double arm DDT maybe. Hudson not going to allow it to happen. Alfiee taken down. Hudson
Lovely.
will try again. New champion maybe. No. Hudson looking exasperated. She needs to regroup. Can't let that disappointment set her back too much.
And also, you've got to think about this. This is currently 1 fall apiece, but Hudson has not pinned the champion or made the champion submit. This was not a victory for her.
Well, referee, hang on. Referee trying to rearrange the ring apron, and then Alfiee rather thought she had time to grab the belt. Referee Danny Marks.
Oh, but
There's a shot with the megaphone. Referee's getting rid of the belt.
This is going to be it.
The pin.
The reign continues.
Alfiee, no! Again, the plan fails. Alfiee can't quite believe referee Danny Marks he's confirming it was only a 2 count. And there's nothing Alfiee won't do. There's no low to which she won't stoop to retain the women's title.
Crowd chanting Hudson's name. They want to see some change here tonight, but it doesn't look like they're going to get their way. Alfiee in full control.
Alfiee now, again looking for the Boston Crab. Hudson survived it once. I don't know if she could survive it a second time. I think she thought maybe she couldn't. She was desperate to get out of it, she did, but she's still got to find a way to get back on top here. Plenty of power behind those strikes from both women.
These women have thrown everything at each other.
Discus lariat there. Harley Hudson, left, right. Good night. Is it good night to Alfie's championship reign?
The tape comes off.
Hudson, can she drop it? Yes, she can. Right on the back of the head.
We might have a new champion.
Hudson with the cover, and Harley Hudson is the women's champion. Second title reign of Alfiee, but it is done. Hudzilla defeats Alfiee, and we start our legacy with a huge story here in Ettington. Harley Hudson, the women's champion.
Alfiee threw everything she had at that match, was willing to bend every single rule she could, take all the opportunities she might. But ultimately, Hudzilla finding a way, finding the grit and the determination that has come to be one of her hallmarks, and is your brand new PEW Women's Champion. What kind of night have we got in store, Bradshaw?
Yeah, what a reception. The party getting started early doors here in Ettington, courtesy of that title change. Harley Hudson, the women's champion, and we are just getting going here.
PEW legacy for our big match with you, gentlemen. Yes, an amazing brand new women's champion there, and what an afternoon of wrestling we have for you today, right here in Ettington. At this time, though, I have a message from Prestige. He wants you all to know that he made this show happen today, and he wants you all to deliver a massive round of applause and praise him, please.
Oh, stop it.
Hey, come on. He works hard.
Sycophant.
I thought that might be the reaction, to be honest. Professor Dan seems to be applauding on poetry.
Grateful for the opportunity. Grateful for the opportunity. Thank you. Yeah.
Grateful for the opportunity. There you have it, my friend. Unfortunately, this time as well, I do have some bad news for you, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, some bad news about our main event this afternoon. So at this time, let me please welcome the PEW Champion to the ring, ladies and gentlemen.
What is this?
Well, this is interesting.
Riley Nova coming out here. Look at that.
Yeah.
Nova's got like a black eye.
Yeah.
No, his music's not playing. He's handing the championship belt to Mike Angus. I was not aware we were going to hear anything from Riley Nova.
I've seen Nova walking around. I tried to have a conversation with him, but he just didn't seem to be in the place to have a chat. It's a bit of a dark cloud over the champion.
What is going on here?
He doesn't look like himself.
So, the reason the belt's there and I'm not holding it right now is I'm not speaking to you now with Riley Nova, the wrestler. This is just Riley. I was in a professional wrestling match last night, and I was quite unfortunate that, I don't know if you can see, but I'd suffered a broken orbital bone, which is on your eye. I was quite lucky that there were medics on site. I've been looked after. But the reason I'm here, that I'm saying this now, is the medics on site did say that I physically cannot wrestle for 4 weeks to a couple of months. It depends on the time. That starts obviously today. I could have obviously had a ring announcer tell you this, but I just felt it was my job to tell you this, because I'll be honest, it's embarrassing. You obviously know I take this very seriously. I take being a wrestler very seriously. I take being a champion very seriously. And I just feel that today I failed as a man, I failed as a wrestler, and I failed as a champion, because I can't give you the main event that you were promised. One thing that I can tell you is this main event will happen at some point. We will do my championship versus Jason Joshua's career. That will definitely happen. But that match will have to happen at another time.
Very emotional champion.
Riley, we both know that you would throw your own mother under a bus to win a title. We both know you would attack anyone from behind. We both know you'd do what you need to do. And we also both know that I'm nothing like you. So we will wait until Riley Nova's healthy.
Got to be disappointing for Joshua.
Joshua, classy from Joshua.
Yeah.
Nova! Oh no! What was that from Nova? Nova clipping the knee of Jason Joshua. Was this all a ruse? This was all a ruse on the part of Nova.
Oh!
What a scumbag! What a scumbag!
I'm fully unprepared for this. I mean, the champion seemed very, very genuine. We can see the black eye.
God, look at Nova. This is just an assault on that left knee of Jason Joshua.
And Joshua fully unprepared for that. I mean, he's not ready for competition. This main event wasn't to happen until later in the day.
What are you going to learn? And what are you going to learn? This skin does not bleed. These bones do not break. I am not one of you. I am better than you. So Joshua, I will see you tonight in just a couple of hours. And it will be your final hours as a professional wrestler.
Is this the moment that Jason Joshua made the mistake that might have cost him his career? Look what Nova is doing to the left leg of Jason Joshua on the night his career is on the line.
I hate to say it, you might be right. I mean, there's all being noble and acquiescing to what your opponent says when you think they're injured, but it looks like a big mistake on the part of Joshua tonight.
Jason Joshua's integrity might be his undoing here. Awful.
Just relentless attack on the leg there of Jason Joshua.
Just exploiting the humanity of Jason Joshua there. Riley Nova making everyone think he was hurt, trying to win everyone's sympathy and then using that to give himself an advantage in our main event later. It's sick.
I'm kind of baffled. I mean, I know the champion is someone who's willing to push his own boundaries and take any opportunity he can. I always just thought it was in pursuit of greatness, but this is a whole new level for Riley Nova. Joshua looks hurt.
I'll tell you something, Joshua is going to want to fight tonight, because if he didn't already have that problem with Riley Nova.
Riley Nova, please put your hands together
But this is a new twist in the tail. Jason Joshua going all in tonight, putting his career on the line, and Riley Nova giving himself an undeserved head start, so to speak, in our main event later. Joshua's number may be up here tonight in Ettington.
You get some help, thank you so much. Apologies about that, ladies and gentlemen. Didn't anticipate that occurring at this time, but as they say in wrestling, the show must go on. So our next contest is a singles match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first.
He's the Harry Styles of the headlock.
Well, that's a bold thing to say, isn't it?
Here's a prepared statement.
Read that prepared statement, oh crikey. With the respect I deserve, with the respect you deserve. Okay, everybody here in Ettington this afternoon. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is an honour.
He's barely got started.
It is an honour to introduce, what is this rubbish? To introduce the most beautiful man in wrestling.
Allegedly.
The Harry Styles of the headlock.
Told you.
Yeah, you've done your research.
My personal hero. And inspiration. Fashion inspiration. Apologies, Karen. From his seasonal residence in Milan.
Ooh, lovely this time of year, Milan.
Via Nottingham.
He is hated, adored, but never ignored. It's Indigo Jones!
One of my favorite things about coming to Phenomenal Elite Wrestling is that we get to see some incredible performers, and Indigo Jones already staking claim as one of the legends of the Ettington Community Centre, in my book at least.
Put that back in your bum bag. And his opponent!
Yeah, quickly, let's move on. You have a seasonal residence in Milan.
No, I actually found the area was going downhill, so I moved mine.
Oh, this is a refreshing change. What we just saw is the self-proclaimed most beautiful man in wrestling. Here comes the Speed Demon.
Very different energy from the Speed Demon.
From Burton-on-Trent, current Kamikaze Pro live champion, making his PEW debut here this afternoon as well. This was originally, by the way, going to be a match between Edgar Adams and Chocolate Thunder. Thunder unable to be here today due to personal reasons. We wish him well.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
stepping into the breach.
Yeah. Chocolate Thunder is a unique person, put it politely, and it seems Indigo Jones is as well in his own unique way.
Very confident.
Yes. Confident is one word for it.
Extravagant is another.
Yes. There's lots of words you
Yeah,
use.
absolutely.
Some of them not broadcastable.
Yeah, you gave me a list of things I wasn't allowed to say before we sat down.
Jones, certainly fond of his own name. And that the singlet there, I'm not quite sure if that's from the catwalks of Milan.
No, see, Milan, this is the problem. I'm sure he'll find this the longer he's seasonally there. They're not quite as forward-thinking as they used to be. Indigo Jones is very much, I would say, bigger than Milan.
Yeah, Nottingham is the new Milan, I've heard.
A few people have said that. They've not been to Nottingham in a while.
Look at the clothesline there. The speed demon, Edgar Adams. Adams. Fast. Jones unable to keep up with him.
I mean, a speed demon by name, speed demon by nature, just completely rattling Indigo Jones.
Swing and a miss from Jones. Adams is on the apron here. Adams getting up onto the middle rope.
Just that moment too much allows Jones to try and take advantage.
Yeah, small margins here. You lose your footing slightly. Your opponent can take control, but Adams doing well to take the upper hand back here.
And that's crucial. If you do find a slip-up, you have to find your way back in, and Adams did that spectacularly.
Adams will send Jones to the corner. No, he won't. The whip gets reversed. Jones came charging in. That was rash from Jones. Adams, though, put his head through the ropes too soon. Gets dropped across that middle rope, does Adams.
Wow.
The speed demon has been slowed down here by Indigo Jones.
He just wants to get this good focus.
Kick on the side of the head there from Jones. Adams is in some trouble.
I want to make sure you capture all of that, because the impact of that kick might be enough.
Here comes the pin, and right shoulder comes up for Adams. A lot of pressure on both these guys. You know, Legacy, we've said one of the biggest shows on the PEW calendar. To be making your PEW debut, a show like this is pretty high stakes.
Absolutely, and we've just seen a huge title change. There's some absolutely massive championship matches coming up. A win here definitely get the attention of the Prestige.
Tell you what, though, the chances of another title change in our main event have diminished considerably after what we just saw. Riley Novum still getting over the just horrendous nature of that assault on Jason Joshua, who looks like his career is in serious jeopardy tonight.
I'll see if I can get any more statement, any more comment from the champion. You've got to be worried for Joshua tonight.
Pretty worried for Edgar Adams after the ferocity with which he just went into the turnbuckles.
And the ring basically moved.
These people came to see me.
Jones saying that these people came to see him, which, as you just heard, the people did not agree with.
Well, I mean, perhaps they didn't come to see him this time. It is his debut, but they absolutely will be coming back.
Adams able to get out of the way there, using that speed to his advantage. Taking Jones off his feet. Adams now firing up. A standing moonsault, picture perfect from Edgar Adams.
I mean, the height on that moonsault.
Adams has Jones lined up. Running uppercut into the corner. Snapmare takedown from Adams. Rolling through into the rolling head top.
Straight into the cover.
The pin from Adams. And the left shoulder comes up from Indigo Jones. Adams, though, starting to gain confidence. I think it looks like he's headed to the top. We know that Adams likes to finish opponents with the frog splash.
One of the things that we're seeing from Adams is a real sharp focus on what he's doing, where Jones maybe will look elsewhere. Adams knows exactly what he wants to do, taking his time to get to this top rope, making sure everything's ready.
Adams off the top. And maybe took too long. Jones moved out of the way. Adams, though, smartly rolls through, ducks a clothesline from Jones, ducks another one. And
wrong footing.
and it's a cross body there. Now Adams will try again. Will it be second time lucky for the Speed Demon? Adams. Twisting frog splash from Edgar Adams. The pin. And Adams wins on his PEW debut.
An impressive showing.
After the beating he just took, I don't know if Indigo Jones is still the most beautiful man in wrestling.
Yeah, I think I've maybe taken my crown back.
I didn't say you were a contender.
You don't have to say it.
Well, Edgar Adams may well be a contender here in PEW after that win, making a statement here at Legacy. The Speed Demon has arrived in phenomenal elite wrestling, and the rest of the locker room has just been put on notice.
Absolutely. I mean, watch him if you can. A man of that speed, a man of that panache. He's going to make some waves here in PEW.
Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, just getting an update on Big Daddy Unicorn. I've been informed that he did not look good, unfortunately, after that. So, have to see what happens. But huge win there for Edgar Adams, the Speed Demon. Speedy victory there. And I think Mr. Kitty Litter himself's going to have to go back to the drawing board there. Neon Smith. Have a rethink about that one, I think, there. But ladies and gentlemen, let's get on with the action. Our next matchup is going to be a mixed tag match. Introducing first.
Oh no. He is it says here, a social media sensation.
Yes, correct, yeah.
Former internet champion. Wants his title back.
Well, he never lost that title, of course. He had to relinquish it due to injury.
Has Hype won the internet title, beat Jason Joshua, by the way, albeit under controversial circumstances. Back earlier this year, then as you say, had to forfeit due to injury and believes that he is still the rightful champion.
Well, he's an internet champion in a different way.
Unverified subscribers.
And ladies and gentlemen, his tag team partner.
Great pick for a tag team partner here for Hype. Violet Knight disqualified 3 weeks ago for the finals of the Fallen Angel tournament. Violet Knight defeated Ronnie Knox 3 weeks ago at Solar Slam to qualify for that final, but that's in the future, Dan. Tonight, you've got this mixed tag team match to focus on.
Absolutely, and it's a very intriguing prospect, these two. It's two big egos, two fantastic competitors coming together to form this tag team. I'll be interested to see how they can work together.
How many followers does Violet Knight have?
At least one. I follow her.
Just realised I don't care.
Ah. What you know about social media could be written on the back of a postage stamp.
Or in a tweet.
It's not called Twitter anymore, they're posts now. That's what I'm talking about.
Another PEW debutante. This one going to be fascinating to watch.
A lot of energy.
Headbanging. Son Boo-Ho might need many of those 9 lives to compete against this formidable team.
And ladies and gentlemen, his tag team partner.
Vu-Ho, chosen himself a great partner as well. This is shaping up to be a hell of a match.
Absolutely. He's already kicking off in the ring.
So Ashley Vega and Son Vu-Ho to take on Violet Knight, the finalist in the Fallen Angel tournament and the former internet champion, Has Hype.
A nice welcome for a lovely Scots lady, thank you. Thank you. That's all right, mate.
Heard there a bit of verbal between Violet Knight and Ashley Vega. Knight making fun of the Scottish accent of Vega.
Distinctly international flavours of this match. Hype is once again letting the audience know how cross he is.
He's a little hyped up, isn't he?
Oh, very good, very good. Wouldn't you be, though, if you were the undefeated internet champion?
Rules are rules. You can't defend the title. You can't just keep it on you forever. It's unfortunate for Has Hype, but let's face it, the circumstances in which he won the title weren't exactly fair.
Well, this is his opportunity to remind everybody who he is and stake a claim, I suppose, to face whoever will be internet champion walking out of Legacy tonight.
Well, presumably there's 10 million people who already know who he is.
Well, you know, you always add. It's all about growth, you know.
9.9 million of them might be Russian bots, but so you don't object to that?
I'm not the one who has that many subscribers. Would that I were. They're hard to come by.
Well, you can pay for them.
Yeah, well. And here he is trying to earn a little bit of extra money. Maybe he'll be 10 million and one.
I was going to say it'll be 11 million next time if he wins here, gets the winner's purse. Has Hype going after Son Vu-Ho, who seems to believe he's a cat.
Well, yes, unorthodox. But certainly seems to be throwing Has Hype off. Has Hype came out of the gates there really quite electric, and at the moment, unsure whether or not he's going to be. Is he looking to scritch, perhaps?
Cats can be dangerous.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've got a scar on my arm that would show you that.
Oh, I think it might be a scar now on the fingers of Has Hype. And Hype, so focused on the internet title, he's failed to take account of this unorthodox opponent he's got here. It's Son Vu-Ho.
Unorthodox, but very effective.
Yeah, no going to the ropes here. Pace quickening, shoulder block. Hype doesn't go down.
Hype has the height advantage, the size advantage here.
He's very angry today, isn't he, Has Hype?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you be? If you're here in this building and people aren't showing you the level of respect they should show a rightful champion.
Drop kick.
And then your opponent thinks they're a cat.
Son Vu-Ho hasn't lost any of those 9 lives yet, as here comes the tag to Violet Knight. Knight will be keeping an eye, I'm sure, on our second semi-final in the Fallen Angel tournament later, but she's got bigger problems right now because almost rolled her up there for the 3 count. Standing drop kick. There's something very likable about Son Vu-Ho, and not only his unorthodox personality, but his in-ring style is a little far from normal as well.
I mean, wrestling brings all kinds of folks, so you can't really hold it against him, but ultimately what happens between the bell is what counts.
I think it's an advantage. He's
yeah.
Keeping his opponents guessing here. Meanwhile, in comes Ashley Vega. Vega, as we saw, got some verbal abuse from Violet Knight before the match started, making her opponent pay for it now. Drop kick low down into the chest. Knight in trouble. Vega will go for the cover, gets a 2 count before the kick out. Meanwhile, Has Hype is throwing things at some of our ringside crew. He really is in a foul temper today. The clothesline from Violet Knight. Kick out on 2.
A win for himself and Knight might be just what he needs to put himself back on the right track, to get that energy, that positive energy back. He's visibly rattled, I will say.
Well, look, no disrespect to Vega or Ho, but you've got to say that Violet Knight has hype. They've got the more impressive resumes here in PEW, so a lot of fans will consider them maybe reluctantly for favourites, but actually Vega seeming to revel in that underdog status at the moment.
I was going to say, certainly being an underdog can have its advantages in its own way. People don't know what to expect from you. People sometimes can take you for granted. They can assume, and they'll maybe put their foot off the pedal a little bit, and we're seeing that right now. Vega able to take full control here against Violet Knight.
Knight crawling underneath, gets the tag to Hype. That was smart from Knight.
Ooh, a hard Scottish right hand there from Vega.
Yeah, Hype wasn't able to gain any advantage from that tag because Vega cut him off immediately. Now, here comes Son Vu Ho. As Hype didn't know what to make of Ho a minute ago. Let's see. He's going to do better this time. No signs of it yet. Ho with the elbow right to the throat there. The former internet champion will send him across the ring. No, he won't. As Hype tried to put the brakes on, instead there's a sunset flip. Hype's shoulders go down. Ho's got two before Hype escapes again.
Right back on his feet, right back on the attack.
Another pin here from Ho's, keeping Has Hype guessing at every turn. Crossbody got caught.
No, but that's the strength of Has Hype. He'll take a battering and find a way.
God, what a running power slam. What a power slam from Hype. They will try again for the win, and Son Vu Ho doing very well to hang in there at the moment.
Although reaching for a tag there, he opened himself up to this painful submission move here by Has Hype.
Yeah, that front face lock trying to cut off the oxygen supply. Down to 8 lives. Does that happen? Big vertical suplex from Hype. Once more looking for the victory. Once more, Ho still has something left in the tank.
Certainly didn't land on his feet with that one.
Pleased with that one, weren't you?
I was, yeah. I took a moment over it.
Hype just trying to wear down Ho. As you mentioned, Dan came out here with a wild kind of energy, which Hype is just trying to squeeze out of him. Keeping Ho trapped in the opposition corner here. Knight trying to antagonize Ashley Vega.
And it's working, and this is not wise from Vega.
Yeah, Vega having to be held back here by Danny Martin. Yeah, you're right, look at this. With the referee distracted, the double team. Marks turned around and just about saw the end of that 2-on-1 assault, but too late to do anything about it. After the suplex here, Knight looking for the pin, and another 2 count, but Hype and Knight have got close on these 2 counts on a number of occasions now.
Absolutely, this match is very much in their favor at the moment. It's one of those things you have to try and keep control of. You have to try and keep control of your emotions, not be goaded into situations where you can end up doing damage to your team and allowing your opponents to maintain that upper hand.
They're able to get to his feet, elbow his way out of that hold from Violet Knight. Knight sent into the corner. Ho gets kicked away.
You can see Ho is shaky on his feet, needs to get a tag at any given opportunity.
Yeah, Knight asking at Hype if he wants the tag. He certainly did. There's a DDT from Violet Knight.
Right on Ho's head.
7 lives now. Hype sends him into the corner. Shoulder thrust. Right into that midsection of Ho. Hype gonna line him up. What an avalanche in the corner.
And again with a cover.
Ho might be down and out. Kicked out again. Great resilience on display from this newcomer.
Got to find any break, but it just does not look like Hype is willing to allow it. I mean, look at that.
Yeah, that
vicious
temper with which he's come out here has actually translated pretty well for him, because there's a real aggression to this offense tonight from Has Hype. Hype scoops up Ho. Big body slam. Canvas just rattling with the impact. God knows what it did to Ho's spine. Here's a hook of the leg from Has Hype. Ho once more hanging in there. But those kickouts, I think, are getting a little bit less emphatic as time goes on.
Absolutely. I mean, he's absolutely being worn down here by Has Hype. And Has Hype, that chip on his shoulder is massive for a number of reasons, not least how many times tonight you have said he won that belt under dubious circumstances. The lack of praise, the lack of acceptance being shown by the people here in Ettington Community Centre. He has a lot to prove.
Insecurity there from Ho. That's going to be the chance to get the tag. Here it comes. Alfiee Vega tagging in. Could this be a turning point? The Lufez press from Vega. Vega unloading here on Has Hype.
And every ounce of energy that has been expended by Ho is now in the favor of Vega, who's been waiting patiently in the corner for her opportunity to come and make a stamp on this match.
Oh, what a stamp she's making on it. Elbow, or the uppercut, in fact, into the face of Violet Knight. Vega takes another run up. This time, no one home. Knight turns things around. You've got to be impressed, I think, with Violet Knight. She's certainly on great form recently, as we've seen by making the final of the Fallen Angel tournament. Clothesline, though, from Vega. Vega will look to get what would be something of an upset within half a second of achieving it.
When someone is on a roll like Violet Knight is, you have to throw everything at them. Using the ropes to get some leverage there. It was a smart strategy, but not quite enough to put Knight away.
Well, Vega has Knight on the shoulders here. Fireman's carry. Hype going to come to the rescue of his partner, but Ho has seen enough. All four. Oh! Knight with the spear there on Ho. Vega's going to get rolled up by Hype. Hype's got it.
Wait a second.
And that's it. Has Hype steals one.
I mean, throwing himself in harm's way there was Sun Van Ho, throwing Vega away, but I think possibly pushing a little bit too hard, battered into that turnbuckle, allowing Has Hype to take advantage.
There was a heroic effort there from Ho to save his partner, but Hype, as you said, capitalizing on the confusion there. Vega got rolled up, and Has Hype staking a claim to get another shot at regaining the Internet Championship that he believes is still his.
And Violet Knight with a fantastic, emphatic victory to carry on her run of good form.
Yeah, confidence-boosting win for Violet Knight heading into the finals of the Fallen Angel tournament. As we said earlier, she'll find out later tonight who her opponent's going to be in that final. Hype and Knight getting out of here with the win.
These two not teamed regularly before. Certainly gave it the old college try, but not to be tonight.
Great support from the PEW fans.
What a win tonight.
Oh! A low blow from Vega. What was that for?
It was vicious is what it was.
Alfiee Vega bad-mouthing the fans after a shocking attack on her tag team partner, choking out Ho.
I mean,
referee's got to get in there. What on earth?
She fuming maybe that she didn't get more say in how that match went. Some risks were taken that didn't ultimately pay off for them, but it's a fairly outsized reaction, you have to say.
Yeah, showing her true colors here. Alfiee Vega, Sun Van Ho left lying by his own tag team partner.
It is a triple threat match for the PEW Internet Championship.
Alas.
Alas is not the word I would use. I mean, and apparently some members of the faithful here agree.
menace. Goodness me.
Tell him when he's telling lies. Look at him go.
The former internet champion wants to regain the title he lost to Adam Bolt just a couple of months ago.
Won that belt in a very competitive scramble match.
Yeah, the title had been vacated after Has Hype had been injured. Prospero took advantage of that, but it was short-lived. A return now to PEW for this man. Man I know unfortunately well. Now last year at Legacy, Franco Fate was involved in an effort to end my career.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I survived that. We know another career on the line tonight. Later on in our main event, we're still waiting for word on Jason Joshua. Meanwhile, though, Fate's focus this year at Legacy is on the internet title.
Not someone I want to meet in a dark alley. I'm going to put it that way.
Apparently some audio issues here.
It's too electric.
The man who makes it look good.
There you go.
Maybe that was an effort at some DJing there by our sound technician.
Look, and it's important to try things, isn't it?
What a champion he is. He certainly does make it look good.
An absolute star of British wrestling, there's no denying it, and a brilliant internet champion. But the odds are against him tonight, Dave.
Said defeated Oscar Prospero to win the internet title back at Rude Awakening in July. Those two know each other very, very well indeed. I think the unknown element here in this three-way match is Franco Fate, who hasn't been a part of this rivalry up until now.
Big advantage for him in that regard, because while these two know each other so well, being the unknown quantity, being someone who has no stake in this really other than that belt, is there's no grudge here. He just wants the victory.
Yeah. Bolt and Prospero need to be careful that the personal dislike between the two of them doesn't colour them from seeing that challenge that is posed here by Franco Fate. As you alluded to, Dan, though, the unpredictability of this kind of match means that the champion doesn't really have an advantage. First person to score a pinfall or submission on either of their opponent will walk out of here as the internet champion.
Exactly. Adam Bolt may not even be involved in the pinfall or submission here to lose his belt.
There was plenty of words for Franco Fate. Something of a soliloquy.
So soliloquy is when you're only talking to yourself. He's talking to Franco Fate. Of course, you wouldn't know that because you aren't someone who is educated to the degree I am.
I'm not enrolled in drama school.
Well, I think we can all see that.
Well, Adam Bolt happy to let these two argue about it, but they've realised that that's what he's doing. Now the two challengers surrounding him. Well, Bolt's gone under the ring. Adam Bolt has gone under the ring.
I mean, that's one way to avoid becoming the target of aggression, I suppose. It's comfy under there.
Not sure which side of the ring he's on now. He's somewhere under there.
It's hard for us to see here from our vantage point, certainly. And certainly hard for them as well.
Yeah, Franco Fate thinks he can second guess what Bolt is doing.
How smart this is of the champion. On the one hand, it gets him out of the way. On the other, it's angering someone of the... Wait 1 second. That's...
Prospero and Fate, they were looking for Bolt. They found each other. Tweedledee and Tweedledum here.
Oh, the champ's out. The champ's out. I can see him. I found him, everybody.
That's why you're the professor.
That among many reasons.
Bolt is over the other side of the ring. And again, they're going to try and find him. And they collide with each other. It is a comedy of errors here from Prospero and Fate.
Very nice. Now we're down to brass tacks.
Yes, we are. Now we're getting down to business. Shoved to the ropes on Prospero from Bolt. Bolt gets caught on the shoulders of the Merchant of Menace. On his feet.
You allow that green-eyed monster to come out there, Dave. Whoa!
Hurricane Rana takedown.
He does make it look good. I hate to give him more praise than he's due.
Why'd you hate to give him praise?
More than he's due. Sometimes it can boost your ego to do
quite a lot of
praise.
Meanwhile, that knee from Fate looked pretty devastating on Prospero.
Taking Prospero out of the equation, allowing Fate to step in the ring with the champion, who is giving up a huge amount of size and power.
Yeah, Bolt deceptively strong, but Franco Fate, a real powerhouse.
Do you want to talk about that as you fancy your the very menacing figure in his own right?
No doubt about that. No one's disputing that Franco Fate is a very intimidating individual. Bolt, though, not looking to intimidate. At least he wasn't, but now he's backing away.
I mean, you fire a forearm with as much power as that, and it does basically nothing to Franco Fate. That's going to make me back away, to be honest with you. And I'm not Adam Bolt.
Standing drop kick there for Bolt. Fate just won't go down at the moment. Meanwhile, who's back in the ring. Sparrow trying to grab Bolt instead. Shoved him towards Fate, who body slams him. Big boot from Fate. Fate starting to dominate this three-way match for the internet title. By the way, if you're just joining us, we've already had one title change tonight. Harley Hudson, the new PEW Women's title. Will we see a second championship change here in this internet title showdown?
The odds are certainly in favor of just that. The champion not needing to be involved in the pinfall or submission. No championship advantage in this match.
The advantage at the moment seems to be firmly, in fact, with Franco Fate, whose strength and aggression giving him the upper hand. Fate, the only one in the match who has never been the internet champion, but that might be about to change. Going for the delayed vertical suplex.
Bolt on the top rope, it's a crossbody.
Bolt, not sure that Fate knew that was coming. In fact, Fate not willing, to, obviously, to let Bolt have the pin. He's going to drop Adam Bolt on Prospero. And now Fate will try and take the pin for himself. He gets the 2.5 before the kick out.
Absolutely dominant in the early going here.
There is a vocal minority supporting Oscar Prospero, who again I assume are paid extras.
Well, I mean, vocal minority, but they've had the training enough to know how to project. That's more important than anything else, really.
Here comes a backslide. Prospero on Fate. The shoulders are down. Prospero going to become a two-time internet champion, but Fate smartly rolling over on his shoulders here.
Oh!
Oh, wait. Bolt might get them both. Bolt might get them both. That was smart from the champion. It nearly paid off.
That's the kind of inventive sort of wrestling that Adam Bolt has become known for.
Shot from Bolt. Fate
Oh!
trouble now as well, courtesy of Prospero.
And that is no small thing, throwing a man over your head the size of Franco Fate.
Oh, smart tripping away at Prospero. Foot stomp between the shoulder blades, drop kick into the chest, takes Prospero down, and Bolt, as always, making it look good.
Starting to feel the momentum here. Running right into an arm by Prospero.
Yeah, Prospero won't get that elbow up. Bolt lands on his feet here, though. And then a backbreaker from Adam Bolt.
Driving all the air out of Prospero's lungs.
2 and a right shoulder up for Prospero, only just. Bolt very, very close there to retaining his championship. Adam Bolt climbing the top turnbuckle. Prospero doesn't know where he is. Bolt looking for the absolute stunner. Couldn't get it. Prospero put the brakes on. And Prospero gets thrown into Franco Fate.
Jeez.
Got hold of both of them. Look at the power of Franco Fate.
Unreal!
And a fall-away slam and a Samoan drop at the same time.
Just launching Bolt all the way across the ring, but...
Prospero's going to try and pin, and a kick out. Slight delay from the official. May have cost him. In amongst the confusion, he'll try and get the win on Bolt instead. He gets 2.5 there before the kick out.
So the last person you want to get angry as the referee in this match is Franco Fate. Especially after we've just seen him do something like that. A powerful Samoan drop, meanwhile launching the champion all the way across the ring. Unreal. These two are going to have to put all the stops if they want to put him away.
Fate looking maybe for a power bomb or a pile driver here on Prospero. Prospero looking for the monologue. Submission hold. Kicked away by Fate. Uppercut from Prospero. Franco Fate.
I don't always see Prospero go to the top rope.
Yeah, but Fate was feeling the effects of that uppercut, I think, but came back in time before Prospero could do whatever he was planning to do from up there.
This might be why we don't always see him go to the top rope.
And there's a headbutt from Prospero. Fate goes down. But Bolt's got a hold of Prospero. Bolt up to the top here. Shoved away, lands on his feet. Great agility from Bolt and a kick to Prospero. Takes the so-called no-holds barred off his feet. Lost his balance there atop the top turnbuckle. Bolt on the apron. Prospero collapsing unceremoniously down to the canvas.
I don't think he knows where he is, Dave. That was a hard shot from the champion. That was a hard shot there from Franco Fate.
Yeah. Hard shots all around at the moment in this internet title three-way. Fate's going to scoop up Prospero. Swinging sidewalk slam from Fate. Going for the pin, but Bolt leaping on top of Fate to save the match and to save his internet title.
All three men throwing everything they have at this match. This is for the Internet Championship. Make a huge statement here at Legacy. Whoever's going to walk out holding the belt above their head is going to make massive waves throughout the industry.
Fate going to grab a hold of Bolt here. Sends him hard into the corner, the lower back of Adam Bolt. Collided hard with that top turnbuckle. Now Bolt has been deposited on top of that turnbuckle. Sparrow getting involved as well. Elbow, what an elbow. Side of the head. And that impact from back here. Exchanging right hands now, Prospero and Fate. Discus elbow. Prospero looking for another one and gets it in the corner. Here comes Bolt. Absolute stunner from Adam Bolt. From absolutely out of nowhere.
Can he get the cover?
The pin from Bolt and Fate Fate throwing Bolt out of the ring.
Oh, this might be genius from Fate.
I thought Fate was going to maybe try and steal the pin, but
as did I.
Looks like he's going to do some more damage here maybe to Prospero.
We just saw Adam Bolt clattering out of the ring to the hard floor.
Now Fate saying that's it. Here comes a power bomb. Oh, and a power bomb from Franco Fate. Bolt are going to roll him up. Bolt rolls him up, and Adam Bolt somehow remains the Internet Champion. Away with a hell of a power bomb. A tribute perhaps to the late great Sid Justice from Franco Fate, but despite that, Adam Bolt catching Fate by surprise and holding on to the Internet title. That Look at that, some afters there, and then some.
Absolutely. I mean,
Franco, look at this from Fate.
you know full well that there was no chance Prospero was kicking out of that. This championship was his to win.
Prospero walking out of here. Now look who's here. Look who's here now. Another person with their eyes on the internet title. Has hype, the former champion. Franco Fate trying to do a number here on Adam Bolt, which in itself, by the way, is disgraceful. But
yeah, I mean, the champion doing the right thing, taking every advantage to win. Look, there's had hype grabbing the belt now.
As much as he might believe he never lost that title, it's not his property, it's not his to hold, it's Adam Bolt.
Adam Bolt is in there with an angry giant and an angry has hype, I suppose.
Hype and Fate.
They're working together.
Yeah, apparently they seem to be teaming up here on Adam Bolt. What a shot from Hype and from Fate. They are putting a boot into the internet champion. This is disgusting.
Prospero's back!
Prospero coming to the rescue. What? Prospero coming to the rescue of Adam Bolt.
I mean, you saw the anguish on his face as that beatdown was happening.
Oscar Prospero, the no-holds-barred, finding a conscience.
Coming to the defense of the internet champion here.
And there is...
I mean, I don't know what to make. Is the enemy of the enemy my friend? Is that what's happening here?
I don't get it, because there's no love lost at all between Adam Bolt and Oscar Prospero, but Prospero seeing off Franco Fate and has hype. Prospero, though, still in possession, physical possession at least, of that internet championship, which, again, Adam Bolt has retained here. Where's Prospero going? Prospero's got the title.
Uneasy allies here, I suppose.
I thought Prospero was going to walk out with that championship maybe, but he's left it.
He has far more integrity than that. But as you've just seen, in saving the champion, I don't think Adam Bolt quite understands what's just happened.
Well, 2 minutes ago, I would have laughed at you saying Oscar Prospero has integrity, but maybe there is something there because... Adam Bolt in amongst the chaos here, retaining the internet title here at Legacy. I'm still baffled by what we just saw from Oscar Prospero.
I'll try and get some answers, but I don't even know if he has any.
Wow, a wildly eventful afternoon already here. We're about to go to an interval, but still lots more to come. We're going to try and get an update, by the way, on the status of Jason Joshua while we're away. PEW World title match still to come.
15-minute intermission now this time.
Shiny shoes in.
Let's get those shiny shoes in a second. Let's keep those all the way to the top of the hill. Stand up and feel yourself over the team. Let's keep on. Let's keep showing up the We've got a massive second half for you this afternoon. And our first matchup in that second half is the semi-final for the Fallen Angel Tournament. Introducing first.
It's been 666 days since my last confession.
Second semi-final on the way in the Fallen Angel tournament in memory of the late Nancy Benoit. Violet Knight awaiting the winner of this one in the final a few weeks from now. what an opportunity for whoever can win this semi-final.
Absolutely, it's been a fantastic tournament so far. Whoever progresses is going to represent not only PEW, but women's wrestling in general. What's sure to be a fantastic final.
Lily Winter getting ready for action.
And ladies and gentlemen, her opponents.
A bizarre individual indeed, but a successful one so far in this tournament. Alfiee looking to put away Lily Winter here. Book herself a place in that final against Violet Knight.
Odd individual indeed. Would I want to invite Alfiee round for a dinner party? Probably not. Would I expect her to throw everything she's got at this match? Absolutely.
I would expect you to invite anyone who'll say yes to one of your dinner parties.
There's a queue out the door. That's why you've never made it.
Pretty apt description. Sausage roll short of a picnic. The ever perceptive. Yeah, the ever perceptive Mad Dog Mike Angus.
Getting out of the ring as quick as possible, really.
He's in a hurry.
Yeah.
Judging by his shoes, he thinks he might turn into a pumpkin at midnight. So Alfiee and Lily Winter.
I love British wrestling. Only in Britain can you get a sausage roll chant.
Underrated snack, I think. The rest of the country.
Underrated?
The rest of the world
Oh.
doesn't really understand the joy of a sausage roll.
Absolutely. I mean, globally, yeah. Globally, it's got a long way to go. But in this country,
Oh, it's, yeah.
great deal of respect.
It's the plaudits it deserves.
Not unlike Lily Winter and Alfiee.
Good segue.
Thank you very much. Brought us back on track. I'm more of a sausage, bean and cheese man myself. Nonetheless,
Taking us back off track.
the stakes couldn't be higher in this semi-final match in the Fallen Angel tournament.
Steak bake. Anyway,
That's enough of that.
Alfiee and Lily Winter circling each other here in this second semi-final. It's already been a highly eventful afternoon here at PEW Legacy.
You've got to believe that both of these women were watching Violet Knight's match very closely indeed.
Yeah, and conversely, she'll be watching them backstage on a monitor, I'm sure, scouting out both of her potential opponents in that upcoming final. We don't have a date confirmed for when that final's coming, but we know it'll be soon. And Violet Knight, as we've seen, continuing to be on a very worrying form if you're one of these two women.
But you can't think about that just yet. As you say,
Roll through there for a 1 count.
no date yet set. So all these women can do is focus on the here and the now, finding a way past each other.
Again, we are live on YouTube this afternoon from the Ettington Community Hall with PEW Legacy. And once more, we thank you for joining us wherever you are enjoying this afternoon's action. Alfiee in control at the moment. And she looks to advance here once more in this Fallen Angel tournament. Lily Winter trying to reverse things on her. Well executed. Winter got a victory in the first round over Nadia Sapphire off the wall back in June. And her place in this semi-final He hasn't faced an opponent, I think we can safely say, quite like Alfiee before.
That's because there really aren't any wrestlers like Alfiee. Very unique, very individual, but an incredible competitor nonetheless.
The arm's hooked here by Lily Winter, who spins Alfiee around, grabs that side headlock.
Great awareness of exactly where she is in the ring, exactly where her opponent is.
And Alfiee seems to have been taken aback slightly by the unpredictability here of Winter. Winter going to the ropes. And now that gut wrench maybe, if she can lift it, if she can. Great strength on display by Lily Winter.
Determination, and now a hard drop kick sends Alfiee to the corner.
Alfiee rolling to the outside. That was smart from Alfiee to buy herself a little bit of time there. Grabbing Dee,
I believe, yes, Dee,
who has stolen a bow tie, apparently.
We've got to get all of the support and encouragement that you possibly can, and Dee is more than willing to offer Alfiee precisely that. As the referee begins his count.
And the police begin their criminal investigation into Dee and the bow tie case.
We have no confirmation that it wasn't in fact gifted as yet.
Meanwhile, Lily Winter trying to drag Alfiee back into the ring, got poked to the eye, and then her throat dropped across the top rope. Alfiee rolling back into the ring. And Alfiee and the boot in here to Winter.
Smart from Alfiee using that time on the outside to regroup, to regain center, but then to use it to go on the attack. Bouncing Winter off the ropes. And now in full control.
Yeah, Alfiee, the aggressor, on a night when we've seen a lot of aggression so far, not least of which from Riley Nova, our PEW World Champion, with that assault on Jason Joshua earlier. Prior to their high-stakes world title match later. Remember, if Joshua loses, his career is over. And we tried to get an update on his medical condition, Joshua, during the interval, but we weren't able to get any kind of information from the medical team, so it kind of remains a mystery if our main event's going to take place, and if so, what kind of condition Jason Joshua's going to be in.
Absolutely. I even tried to talk to Riley and get his frame of mind, what's brought him to this moment. Just brushed me off. Very unlike him, this energy. I'm not, even if Joshua can make it to that main event, I don't feel confident how that's going to go when the champ is in that state of mind.
Yeah, very unlike him, but very familiar experience for you, I'm sure. With Alfiee dragging Lily Winter. And Alfiee with Winter backed into the corner. Elbow right to the side of the face of Winter. She got the elbow up.
This might just be what Winter needs to get back momentum, but cut right off there by a hard clothesline from Alfiee.
Alfie's going to try and convert that into a victory. Hooks that nearby leg and gets a 2 count, not a 3.
Crowd here seem firmly behind the Manchester lass.
I don't know, is Dee offering words of encouragement or criticism? It's hard to hear from here.
Criticism can be done in a positive way.
Constructive criticism.
Precisely.
Alfiee seems newly motivated either way. Winter sent face first into the turnbuckle. Alfiee gaining in confidence. You know, I guess to an extent, whatever works. If Alfiee seems to think that this interaction with Dee is helping her to get through the match, then you can't knock it. She's already made it to the semifinals.
That's it. I mean, everyone has their process, and she clearly knows hers very well. I mean, look at what's about to happen here.
Elbow right into the jaw, maybe at the top of the chest, in fact, for Lily Winter. Either way, she's crumpling down to the canvas. Winter looks like she's in a lot of trouble here. There's a hook of the leg from Alfiee. Another 2 count. Alfiee getting closer to that spot in the final of the Fallen Angel tournament. A Japanese stranglehold here.
The knee driving into the back of Winter there as well. So many different elements to this move. This hold, causing pain, whether it's pressure into the back, driving the air out of your own chest.
Those arms wrapped around, and Winter, you can see, trying to untangle herself here, which she successfully did. She's got Alfiee by the arm, takes her down. Clothesline from Winter. And another one. Lily Winter now maybe getting closer to that one in the final. She gets that walking side suplex. And Lily Winter gonna pick up Alfiee. That fireman's carry. Alfiee knew she was in trouble, quickly escaped. Winter gets struck in the back. Now, reversal of the whip. Winter sends Alfiee to the ropes, catches her. Looking maybe for a backbreaker. Executes it perfectly, goes for the pin and another kick out.
Never thought that might be it. Alfiee essentially folded over Winter's knee there.
Winter once more picking Alfiee up. Alfiee determined not to be caught up in that fireman's carry, is looking instead at that face buster.
That's got to be it.
Alfiee rolls Winter over. Is she going to the final? She was less than a half a second away from clinching that spot.
But that just shows you quite what this tournament means to both of these women. That was a hard face buster, but Winter not willing to concede defeat just yet.
Alfiee maybe she's looking for a Northern Lights suplex, maybe.
Me.
Doesn't work, and instead she gets dropped face first. That might be enough for Winter, but Alfiee showing some resilience, hanging in there. I'll tell you what, this is the submission move that Winter used to make it to the semi-final.
Oh, good rolled up!
What a counter move from Alfiee. Winter by surprise. Alfiee clearly done her homework.
Absolutely.
Now is that Northern Lights suplex with the bridge from Alfiee. Another kick out from Winter.
That's what happens when you go longer in this tournament. Your opponents study the tapes of your previous matches and start to know your little tricks, know your tells. You can't give them an inch or they'll take a mile, and Alfiee absolutely nearly got the victory there.
Yeah, but having failed to get the win, needed a bit of motivation there from DD, and having just had a little pep talk. Now lining up Winter. Alfiee goes face first into the turnbuckle. Winter able to sidestep her, brings the knees between the shoulder blades. Winter has her up.
Finally, she's been looking for that for a long time.
Wow. A TKO there. The pin. And
There we have it.
Advancing to the final. It's going to be Lily Winter and Violet Knight to contest the final of the Fallen Angel tournament. Only one of them can win that tournament, but whoever does, you've got to say, will be in the conversation for the women's title here in PEW. A title, as we know, won earlier tonight by Harley Hudson.
Absolutely. A valiant effort by Alfiee. You've got to give her all the credit in the world, but on this night, it was Lily Winter who had the edge. And whoever wins, as you say, Dave, they're going to make a formidable opponent. I'm sure Harley Hudson, wait 1 second.
Well, speak of the devil, Violet Knight is here. A preview here of the final of the Fallen Angel tournament. Violet Knight, Lily Winter, going nose to nose.
I think we need to do something here to break these two up.
Yeah, some members of the locker room here having to keep these two apart. But no one's going to keep them apart when that Fallen Angel tournament final rolls around.
The final will take place on the 20th of October, ladies and gentlemen. Violet Knight will take on Lily Winter and Toil and Trouble for the final of the Fallen Angel tournament, ladies and gentlemen.
Going at it now. That's a big announcement, by the way. 20th of October, the date confirmed for that final. Toil and Trouble. Alfiee eliminated by Lily Winter here tonight. Winter now with a sight set on Violet Knight.
It's going to be a hell of a match, Dave. You're going to want to make your way to the Ettington Community Centre for that.
Wow. Well, the table has been set then for October 20th. Toil and Trouble, Winter and Knight. Only one can win the Fallen Angel tournament.
And the big Lily Winter versus Violet Knight in the final of the Fallen Angel tournament. his gimmick name, if you want to know it, is Tom Bowler, ladies and gentlemen. So Tom Bowler in the house today, and he's been on match all afternoon, but today he has selected the machine winner, and we are going to draw a raffle from said machine. It's coming from Cornwall, I believe. Give it a spin.
It was an old joke, but a good one.
It worked for me, I will tell you that.
It's raffle time. And our first prize.
What a Tom Bowler that is.
I know, it's very glamorous.
It's yellow.
It's yellow. It's yellow.
459.
459 is the number.
459.
That is massive. What a big night for them.
What is the prize?
A poster, I believe it was.
I think that was an event poster.
Yes.
Here we go. Lancelot that time, was it?
This time it was, yes.
Well, we've got independent adjudicating, keep the ban on things. It's yellow again.
447.
447, ladies and gentlemen.
447.
Yes, congratulations.
I admire the multicoloured nature
Of the Tom Bowler, yes, absolutely. I mean, it's a very prideful, egalitarian-looking Tom Bowler.
Yeah, Davey Raffle, one of the foremost raffle adjudicators in the country.
Absolutely. An honour it is to have Davey Raffle with us today.
This is his 7,000th raffle that he's drawn in his life.
It's yellow.
It's yellow, ladies and gentlemen.
4, 5, 4.
And if you just look at the way he's able to sort of communicate the number of the winner as well, that's why he's in the position he's in.
He's won a ticket.
You probably want to cash that in for Toil and Trouble based on even just the Fallen Angel tournament alone.
Here's the 7,000 more.
I don't know where you got all the Tom Bowler machines from. Brilliant stuff. Yes, excellent. That's what we like to see. Our next matchup is going to be an 8-man tag match. And introducing first.
The cavalry has arrived.
And then some. One of the most formidable groups here in Phenomenal Elite Wrestling.
Always a chore, never a pleasure to see the cause led by H. Hood. They get ready for this much publicised 8-man tag team match. First time we've ever seen them compete as a 4.
Yeah, I mean, they've been a formidable group in their own right, supporting each other in individual matches and tag team matches. Clearly, it's a great effect. The tag team champions here in PEW. But this is, as you say, the first time they've been one solid unit. And quite the array of opponents they've got tonight.
He is a former PEW World Champion. Great to see Jakk Sellstrom back here in PEW. What a member of this team. In fact, two of this team that are going to face the cause tonight are former PEW World Champions. So H. and his boys, they've got their work cut out for them.
Certainly have, but I mean, in contrast to this unit that we see from the cause, these are 4 individuals coming together to form a front against the cause. How will that come into play? Especially when 2 of them, 2 former world champions, that is a massive, massive weighting in the advantage of this corner. But there are 2 big egos there as well.
Yeah, and in fact, Sellstrom defeated Martin Kirby to become the world champion back in the day. So I would imagine that still exists in the mind of both men, but they are putting those former differences aside because there is a bigger task at hand.
So we're being joined over here, Dave.
Yeah, members of the cause deciding to
They're having a good time with Martin Kirby's entrance theme there. Clearly feeling good about themselves.
Yeah, I bet. We're here now.
I feel like I'm in danger whenever I work with you. You've made a lot of enemies in this industry, haven't you?
I don't feel like I'm getting a lot of defense, a lot of help from you. Either way, Martin Kirby in the ring. Here comes another. Steve Valentino joining the team, and we're talking about Martin Kirby. Last year at Legacy, Kirby found his peers, his partners, the people he thought were his friends in the entitled, turning their backs on him, so it was a pretty inauspicious night for him a year ago. Kirby will be hoping things go considerably better for him here this afternoon.
Absolutely. He's not necessarily had the best track record when it comes to partnerships, has he? Although former tag team champion. A lot of energy for Steve Valentino, a lot of energy from the crowd as well. What is staring daggers at you? What did you do? I have nothing to do with this.
Wow, listen to this ovation. CJ Rollins also back in PEW. Something of a reunion for several members of this team with the PEW fans. And my goodness, it is night and day, the response for this team compared to the response for the cause.
Absolutely. This has been a fantastic crowd so far tonight, but they are loud and proud for CJ Rawlings and his entire team.
By the way, I don't think there's a lack of irony when it comes to the cause's music. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing, because we know their cause is good for absolutely nothing other than advancing the interests of 1H Hood.
Well, you say this every single time. I remind you once again, who are the current tag team champions? It's about, a rising tide rides all ships or whatever?
It's a great question who the current tag team champions are, because apparently any 2 of them are allowed to defend the tag titles at any time. So
that is established precedent within the wrestling industry.
I understand you being confused. Making up the rules as they go along are the cause. The fans here in Ettington fired up for this 8-man tag team match.
Huge stakes. Oh, the crowd really are ready for this one. Been a fantastic night so far.
Yeah.
This could blow the roof off the place, Dave.
There we go, though. Here's the thing. H-Hood has spent the last several months amassing this army, this group he's calling the Cause, three young men whose careers he says he is helping. Well, let's see just how dominant they are. How good are they as a quartet when they face four of the best across the ring from them? And what, apart from anything else, will be interesting, H-Hood is the leader of this group. Who's he going to send into battle first? Is he going to lead from the front?
It looks like he might. I wouldn't put it past him, but I also wouldn't pass him to have a strategy. To know exactly who he wants to set up first. Looks like it's going to be himself.
Here's a one-on-one showdown I'd like to see. H-Hood and CJ Rollins. Hood won the I Am Phenomenal trophy earlier this year. He's also former internet champion. In fact, he was the first ever internet champion here in PEW.
Certainly was. A cheap shot there immediately.
Jakk Sellstrom having some fun tonight. And it is great to see Sellstrom and Kirby on the same page as each other.
Yeah, I mean, how long will that last?
Now, Hood boldly leading from the front, but he's yet to really make contact here with Rollins, isn't he?
Well, because the first thing we saw was him taking a second to get his head around what Rollins might have to offer, circling his opponent, trying to evaluate him. And then a blow from behind by Sellstrom.
Here we go. Side headlock. They finally do lock up. Rollins. Headstand in the corner. Hood goes down. His head. Sunset flip from Rollins. A one count only. This one starting out in an action-packed manner here. It's a rushing leg sweep from Rollins. Again, he's got those shoulders down. One count before Hood kicks out. Clothesline snapping that head of Hood back towards the turnbuckle. Rollins is going to send him from one corner to the other. No, he's not. There's a reversal from Hood, but Rollins gets the elbow up. And now CJ Rollins, missile drop kick off the second turnbuckle. Rollins nips up, and already the Cause are in trouble.
You have to say the energy from the crowd must be giving them an extra little boost, because Rollins has he's come right off out of the gate here with a fire that we haven't seen in a long time.
Hood deciding that discretion is the better part of valor. Getting out of dodge, tagging in 40.
Nice bit of strategy there, giving one of the young guns an opportunity. Oh no, you're going to say something about Rollins tagging out as well?
Steve Valentino tagging in for his team. Eating an elbow there from Valentino.
And absolutely no padding on those elbows. Straight to the chin of 40.
Big body slam. 40, this talented young man, finding out maybe you should pick his friends more carefully, because Steve Valentino doing a number here on 40.
So much confidence just oozing out of every single pore of Steve Valentino, and it's hard to blame him.
And here we go. Welcome back, Jakk Sellstrom. Sellstrom's going to go against Alano Stone. An immediate hip toss from the former world champion. Reverse of the Irish whip, though, from Stone. Sellstrom comes back, ducks a clothesline from Stone. Double knuckle lock. Goes behind the hammer lock. Leaps over the top. And Sellstrom, so elusive here. Sellstrom spinning round into that roll up for two.
Just playing with Stone here.
And Stone losing his temper here. Gets Sellstrom backed into the corner. And Sellstrom so fast. Man, the PEW fans delighted to see him back. There's a cross body, hook of the leg, and a 2 count.
Alano Stone wisely heading into his own corner, letting his emotions get the better of him a little bit.
One man's wisely is another man's cowardly. Here comes Ryden, who's ever the delight. The tag team champion is Ryden in there against the former world champion, of course, in Martin Kirby.
Excuse me, did you say former tag team champion? I think he's current tag team champion.
Well, yes, he is, but he also was the first ever tag team champion.
That's
so,
true.
Again, I get confused which two of them count as the tag team champions. Kirby himself is a former tag team champion, by the way.
Now that's true.
Smashing Mike. Stuck with a clothesline, cross body. Kirby on top, and Kirby coming close.
There's just so much talent in this ring, Dave. It's hard to keep up. They've been breathless so far.
Tag from Ryden to the leader. H Hood back in.
Keeping Kirby in their corner. Smart.
And stomps from Hood. Hood certainly talks a good game, and he's causing the diversion here, which is allowing 40 to choke away at Kirby.
Referee needs to take control here. He's doing a good job of keeping them in the corner.
Yeah, well, to be fair to Danny March, to control 8 personalities like this is a job that more than any one man can do, I think.
Absolutely right in that regard, but that is his job at the end of the day.
Lands firmly behind Martin Kirby.
Beloved here in PEW, and for good reason.
Ryden is tagging back in for the cause, and last couple of minutes here, the first time really that the cause have looked like a cohesive unit, looked like they might be on top in this one.
That's what happens when you work together. It's like, again, that like lifting all ships.
Here comes the pin and a kick out on 2.
Their entire reason to be, their cause, is to be that unit. To help each other be as good as they possibly can.
And one thing H Hood seems to have drilled them very well in is keeping their opponent in their own corner, keeping Martin Kirby maybe will be a million miles away from his tag team partners over the other side of the ring.
Sure, it feels like it.
For the neck breaker here is 40. There with a strike, point to the elbow there, into the back of the head.
That's going to do so much. That's going to throw you off, dizziness, and if you're looking to get back into your corner to possibly make a tag, which Kirby looks like he absolutely needs to, that can throw off your balance.
You know that 3 weeks ago, the cause had a pretty successful preparation for tonight at Solar Slam. 40 got a victory over George Ryden. H Hood beat Smashing Mike in one-on-one action. Ryden and Arano Stone held on to the tag team titles against Invisible Man and Vegan Prescott, albeit losing the match by disqualification.
We've got to make a tag here.
Both teams do make a tag. It's 40 and Sellstrom now. Sellstrom getting the better of it. 40 still just a teenager right at the start of his career. Sellstrom's been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. The shoulder blocks here. Uppercut from Sellstrom.
And the speed on him as well.
And the Ice King has returned to PEW tonight at Legacy. Here comes Hood. There goes Hood.
He's returned and he's got an awful lot he seems to want to say for himself. Disposing of the cause.
Single-handedly here, Sellstrom has turned things around. 40 now finds himself in no man's land. In the wrong part of town. Valentino getting fired up. On Hood.
Oh!
The top rope down. Valentino over the top rope to the outside. Hood taking evasive measures there.
And now outside the ring, the cause are taking it to Valentino. Stone putting the boots in. Of course, he's the legal man.
40 going to try for the pin. Gets a 1 count, but the cause were trying to steal one, as you say, after that outside assault. Another pin attempt. 40 just trying again and again on the pin. It makes you wonder, has he run out of ideas here? What else he can do to Valentino?
Time perhaps to make a tag.
This is the difficulty with the team that Hood has assembled, is that best will in the world, 40, Ryden, Stone, all pretty early on in their careers, pretty inexperienced. I'm sure they're learning plenty of tricks, and I do mean tricks, from H Hood.
But that's the thing, when you're young, you can learn those things. You can pick more things up. They're sponges, basically, to H Hood.
Comes Stone, the kick out by Valentino.
There's an advantage. You know, you get the advantage of being older, wiser, more experienced, but youth brings a whole ton of advantages in its own way. Speed, agility, a willingness to take risks that maybe, you know, the more experience you get, the less likely you are to take.
Uppercut from Hood. Hood will try to win it for the cause. Going to have to do a little bit more work to do so. Sellstrom getting in there. Well, this one's breaking down.
This is the other thing. It keeps happening every single time. These men are falling for the goading the cause.
Look at this as well. Look at this from 40. Choking there from 40, assisted by Stone. Oh my goodness, Kirby come around the outside of the ring to 40.
It's breaking down here, Bradshaw.
Well, we said about the referee having trouble keeping control here. I think control has well and truly been lost inside the ring though. It's 2-on-1, Ryden and Hood against Valentino. And after things settle down a little bit here, it's the cause who find themselves back on top.
How frustrated they are over on that side of the ring. Kirby, Sellstrom banging the apron, looking to power Valentino up. It seems to be working a little bit, but he still needs to get out of that corner.
Valentino doing whatever he can to try and fight his way back to his own side of the ring. Look at those shoulder thrusts in the cause's corner. Able to block Valentino, but there's a DDT, and that might be the opportunity he needs.
It might well be, but I mean, look, it's taken as much out of him as it has out of H. Hood. That relentless assault in the corner may just be too much, maybe keeping Valentino down. He needs to get over and make a tag.
This could be the critical moment of this 8-man tag team match. Whoever makes the tag first may give their team the decisive advantage. Hood makes the tag to Ryden. Valentino makes the tag as well. Here comes CJ Rawlings.
Rawlings has been waiting for this, biding his time.
Rawlings picking them all up, slamming them all down, single-handedly taking out the cause. Hood gets a body slam as well.
There's a fire in his stomach.
A fall-away slam. Ryden thrown up over the head of Rawlings. Same fate awaiting Alano Stone. 40 might get lifted as well.
And that is no mean feat, Dave.
A hat trick of fall-away slams from Rawlings, and now Ryden's up for the ride. Rolling through, tagging Valentino. Second rope moonsault.
Picture perfect.
Valentino! Man, Ryden just got saved.
Nobody home. Ooh.
Ryden dropping Valentino. The pin by Ryden.
That is massive.
And the cause somehow win the 8-man tag.
Ladies and gentlemen, your winners, the Cause.
As if you needed it, Dave Bradshaw, yet more proof that the cause are here to stay on top in PEW.
It was chaos as we expected, but for the cause tonight, chaos was a ladder. H. Hood and his troops returning to the locker room with a victory, thriving on the mayhem. Tag team titles in hand. A statement made, and H. Hood will say he has been vindicated.
I think it's hard to argue against that. Great effort by these four men. But ultimately, you just have to feel like it was the connection between the cause that allowed them to get the upper hand.
Well received and well-deserved applause from the team of Jakk Sellstrom, Martin Kirby, CJ Rawlings, Steve Valentino, as they make their way back to the locker room. But there is still a piece of business to take care of tonight. It is title versus career. Riley Nova against Jason Joshua. And we don't know what condition Big Daddy Unicorn is in, headed into the biggest match of his career.
Absolutely. I mean, the last time we saw him, he was being helped to the back. He couldn't stand up on his own. Doesn't bode well.
Once again, a big shout out to the People's Captain. Ladies and gentlemen, amazing show we had this afternoon. PEW Legacy, who's had a great time? We've got one more match for you today, ladies and gentlemen. It's our main event of the afternoon. Please, if you're excited for this one, make some noise. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a championship versus career matchup. Riley Noble will put the PEW Championship on the line, and Big Daddy Unicorn will put his career on the line right here in Ettington this afternoon. Make some noise, ladies and gentlemen. This is your main event of the PEW Championship. Introducing first, the challenger.
We've been speculating for the past hour or so.
About to get an answer.
Yeah, well, I'm sure we'll find out based on whatever is left here of Jason Joshua that's about to come out. From the very beginning, he has been an overwhelming fan favorite here in Phenomenal Elite Wrestling. Wrestler of the Year in 2022. He has been the Internet Champion and now pursuing the PEW World title. But it is a pursuit that may well cost him his professional future. Jason Joshua has said if he does not win here tonight, if he does not walk out of Legacy with the championship, he will never wrestle again.
And you can just show from the way he's making his way around the ring how much his connection with the people here means to him. But you have to wonder, let alone wrestle again, will he be able to walk again after this?
One small ray of hope here. He doesn't seem to be noticeably limping on that left leg.
Certainly walking gingerly, Dave. I mean, that's not the Joshua we're used to.
Oh, I'm not remotely denying that there's undoubtedly some trouble there. In fact, he looked like he was struggling a little bit to get up on the ring apron, but I know he will have spent the last hour icing it. Our medical team will have done what they can do to numb the pain. Yeah, there is a
great deal of strapping taking place on that knee as well.
He's trying to shield us, I think, from the condition that left leg is in, but I don't know how long that's going to be a viable option.
And ladies and gentlemen, the champion.
And Nova. The music hasn't even stopped.
I mean, Joshua's got to be furious.
Yeah, not only that, but you can understand from Joshua's point of view, there's an incentive to get this done quickly.
Absolutely. I mean, when you're walking into a match on one leg as he kind of is there. You need to do everything you can to make sure you're evening the playing field, take it to the champion straight away.
Sent face first there into that metal girder.
You know, maybe he was feigning earlier on, claiming to be more injured than he was, but Riley Nova was telling some truths. He's been through some wars recently in this industry.
Nova getting a real beat down here. One thing we don't really know, Nova came out here earlier and claimed that black eye had caused a broken orbital bone. I'm assuming that was an exaggeration, but
it might not be after he's had his face clattered off that girder.
There is a black eye there, though, which I'm assuming is legitimate. So Nova's not necessarily at 100% himself. But I think he's in considerably better condition than Jason Joshua is after what Nova did to that left knee earlier tonight.
There's no doubt about that, Dave. I mean, this is a side of the champion that I haven't seen, and you know, I've been one of his champions. I've been very much in his corner. But even I have to say I'm surprised by his actions here tonight.
Joshua was able to put the brakes on, turn the tables there, and send Riley Nova face first into that folded table.
I'm going to get out of dodge here.
This one's spilling around the arena. It's right in front of us here at the commentary table. Nova. Big shot there, big right hand to Jason Joshua.
And this match has yet to officially begin, Dave.
That might be all for the better for Jason Joshua, because that means there hasn't been a count applied by the referee.
Absolutely.
Obviously, if this was to be a double count out, Joshua wouldn't leave with the title, he'd have to retire.
Fight spilling into the crowd here in the Ettington Community Centre.
Big right hand there from Nova. And some of these fans getting more of a close-up than I think they bargained for. Personal animus between these two spilling over here even before officially opening bell. But look, you can understand again from Jason Joshua's point of view, he is in the fight of his life, of his professional career. It's the chance to win the biggest title of his career, and if he doesn't, it's the last night of that career.
Absolutely. I mean, he's had just that merest taste of World Championship glory. Let's not forget, he won the belt only to be cashed in on.
Where are they going?
They're heading to the backstage area. I mean, we might need to keep the camera going behind the scenes here.
This is Joshua bringing Nova back out here. Oh, there's some wrestlers hanging around in the backstage area.
I mean, you want to get a closer look at a match of this magnitude. Of course you'd want to be there, but I don't think they expected to find themselves in the match of that magnitude.
Nova.
Here we go.
Yeah, Nova's going to get rolled back into the ring here by Joshua, and Joshua, although slightly gingerly walking on that left leg, does seem to be in pretty good condition here. He has the upper hand against the champion. Or maybe I spoke too soon.
That's a rare misstep in this early going. Joshua seemed to have fully the upper hand, was ready to, but it took too long to get in the ring and is now allowing Nova to take full advantage of that. And finally, the belt's in the ring.
Yeah, now this match underway. The sun setting here in Warwickshire, but is the sun setting on Jason Joshua's career? Main event of Legacy 2024. Fans with their signs in support of Big Daddy Unicorn. Is it the last time we'll ever see him? Nova removing the knee brace there. The knee pad and jarring that knee even further. Psychotic look in the eyes of the world champion.
I mean, this is what happens. I mean, the championship seems to have changed Nova. He was always an incredible prospect. Someone who you had in your card as a future legend of this sport, but...
Nova was a member of the Entitled, which we said earlier, broke up in many ways, so certainly changed its outlook. Getting rid of Martin Kirby at Legacy last year. At that point, Nova was a tag team champion alongside Brady Phillips, another man who he's since betrayed.
He seemed to have this singular vision on that championship, and it's changed him. And I didn't really believe how much it had changed him until tonight.
And Nova has been an overachiever throughout his PEW career. Was the first person ever to simultaneously hold 2 titles when he was Internet Champion and Tag Team Champion at the same time.
Oh, this doesn't look good, Dave. I mean, he tried to whip Joshua into the other corner, but Joshua can barely stand.
Yeah, whose fault is that? Nova with boot resting on the head here. Listen to him. Nova talking trash to Jason Joshua. He's going to try and end it. He's going to try and end the career, and Joshua kicked out. That is just how close it can be. Joshua, he's been a second later kicking out. Never wrestled in a professional wrestling match again.
Absolutely wrenching the knee, folding up Joshua like a pretzel.
The knee, Riley Nova buried into the back. He'll try and get another pinfall there. Another 2 count before Joshua kicked out, but Joshua, look at him clasping onto his left knee.
There's only so much you can do when your opponent is putting this level of hurt onto one portion of your body that requires, I mean, everything.
Well, look, you know, we've seen Jason Joshua in the past. He's gone through a tremendous amount of pain. We've seen him in street fights against the likes of Joey Scott. We've seen him compete in all kinds of brawls and seem like he's defeated, but I don't know. The career has never been on the line. The knee has never been this hurt.
No, I mean,
this will be the biggest mountain he's ever had to climb.
And he climbs mountains. He's valiant. I mean, look, here we go.
Here comes the inside cradle.
He's a smart wrestler. He'll do everything he can to use his opponent's momentum to make quick pinfalls like that, but not taking anything away from Jason Joshua. It's just the basic fact. If you can't get to a vertical base, how are you going to be able to try and take it to your opponent?
And Nova grabbing Joshua, throwing him unceremoniously to the outside.
There's a viciousness to Riley Nova.
Nova absolutely uncaring.
There is no padding on that floor, so you bounce that knee off it. If it's already twinged, it's going to be even more painful. And the ref's count has begun, and I think it might be academic from here.
I suppose if Riley Nova cares if Jason Joshua never walks again, as long as Nova walks out of here still the world champion.
Nothing comes between Nova and that championship. It's his singular focus. He's dropped friends, loved ones, everything. I mean, Joshua said it himself. He'd run over his own mother to get an opportunity at a belt.
Joshua able to get back into the ring before the referees count. Close to 10 there. Joshua, of course, if he were to lose by count out, that would be another reason his career would end. And he's pretty close to 10 there as well. So he's 2 or 3 occasions now where Joshua has been very, very close to defeat.
And I wonder whether or not, given this amount of pain, whether or not he would have allowed the defeat to happen if it wasn't his career on the line.
Jason Joshua is such a competitor. I don't think in any circumstances he's going to allow himself a defeat if he can possibly avoid it. But you're right, there's that extra incentive today. He hurt his knee there, though. That strike on Riley Nova. Nova going to get dragged up, picked up. Oh, Joshua can't hold him. Joshua can't hold him because of the knee. Nova hatched a plan earlier tonight. It is paying dividends now. Right hand. Nova testing the waters. Shoulder rolled up. Joshua having to really dig deep to find something extra here. If his career as a professional wrestler is going to proceed beyond tonight at Legacy.
There's a hush descending over the crowd here. I mean, it's kind of hard to watch, Dave. I'm not going to lie to you. The champion just dominant here.
Remember, we announced earlier tonight, next time we're with you, it's October 20th, Toil and Trouble. We'll find out momentarily here who is going to be the PEW World Champion headed into Toil and Trouble. And indeed, whether Jason Joshua will even be a part of the PEW roster.
The crowd desperately trying to will him to his feet. His connection with them is so unique, so powerful, but I don't know if it's enough for him in this moment.
Nova wrapping his legs around Jason Joshua.
Almost going for a sort of, oh, now wrenching back. Almost like a chicken wing variant here.
Like a dragon sleeper.
Yes.
A dragon sleeper with the body scissors applied here by Riley Nova. If Joshua loses consciousness, he loses his career. The arm goes down once.
This is going to be such a sorry end to a fantastic career, Dave.
It is fading away for Jason Joshua, but the arm stays up. There's life in Joshua yet.
Nova pulling out all the stops, showing us new additions to his arsenal, but it's still not enough to put Joshua away.
Joshua fighting to remain conscious, getting back to a vertical base here. A stunner to free himself.
Buying him a little bit of time.
The jaw of Riley Nova might be injured. That'll stop him talking, that'd be a shame. Uppercut from Jason Joshua. Joshua up to the second turnbuckle. Where is Joshua getting this energy from?
Oh!
It's a code breaker, but he got caught. He got caught by Nova.
And you've got to think that's a move that uses the knees.
Look what he's doing.
Yeah, this is smart. This is smart from Nova.
The figure four, a figure four leg lock. The pressure on that left knee, inhuman. How much do you want that career, Jason Joshua?
Joshua's barely got a knee left at this point.
Joshua's got Nova by the hair. And whatever he can here.
It doesn't have to be pretty, he just has to get out of it somehow.
Right hand from Joshua. The pain still, I'm sure, just searing through his legs and particularly into that left knee.
Look at Nova wrenching it.
Right hand from Joshua doing whatever he can to break this hold. Joshua finally frees himself. Did enough there. He did enough, but how much damage has been done? He was in that figure four leg lock for an extended period of time. Back to his feet now. And the boot to the face, buys himself a couple more seconds. Up to the second turnbuckle goes the challenger. That time he does get the code breaker.
But you've got to think a move like that is going to do as much damage to you as it is to your opponent, clattering off that injured knee.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dan, because look, Joshua not able to take advantage. If he could crawl over and drape an arm over Nova, he might be the world champion.
You've got to believe that he would at least have a shot at it, but in this moment, it can barely get up. Maybe if he can drape an arm over, but with every passing second, Nova's got a chance to recover.
He's got to do something pretty soon, because referee's up to a count of 6. If this is a double count out, Joshua would be gone.
It's victory or nothing for Joshua.
Both men are stirring, up to a count of 8. And they've made contact. The count will be broken. We'll keep going here.
What a marathon we're seeing from these two men.
Particularly from Joshua, given that he's essentially come out here on one leg because of Riley Nova, who drives his face into the mat.
I mean, look, I've criticized him as much as anybody, but I have to give the utmost respect to Joshua, the tenacity he's showing to stay in this match, given everything that Nova has put him through so far tonight.
And Joshua on all fours here, trying to once more get back up every time he's knocked down.
A hard elbow. But can't stay on his feet.
He's still needing the support of the ropes. Gets that knee into the jaw.
The good knee.
Remember that jaw of Nova was already damaged earlier in the match. Nova brought down hard on the back of his head here. There's a senton from the second turnbuckle.
But again, the pain that Joshua's in, he can't take advantage. Any other day, that might have been what put him away.
Even from, we're a good few meters away, I can see the bruising on that left knee. He's just put the pad over the knee.
It's not pleasant, Dave.
I guess if you're Jason Joshua, you've got to look at it this way. The pain of that knee is temporary. Retirement is forever.
Absolutely. He's got so much more to offer. That's how much this championship means to him. This revenge on the man who took it from him before he really had a chance to even raise it. Can he get him up?
Trying. It's a big ask. That left leg is holding. It's holding for Jason Joshua.
Just about.
Oh, Nova, look at Nova with his hand, trying to do more damage. Joshua able to drop him. But again, like earlier, Joshua not able to capitalize.
That's 2 or 3 times now that Joshua has hit what could be a match-ending move, but hasn't got the strength to be able to make the cover.
They are both flat out here. Riley Nova, Jason Joshua, title versus career in the main event of Legacy.
And Nova just rolling out of the way as Joshua was able to get that arm over. It's going to be so frustrating. That's just the mental anguish as well as the physical pain that Joshua's got to push through.
Joshua, he's looking up. You can see the cogs turning there in the brain of Jason Joshua. He's decided, I think, if I saw where those eyes were looking, I think he's headed up top here.
I mean, I see high risk, high reward. I love to see this kind of wrestling, but I don't love to see it at the expense of someone's career. He's got to really think about this. It might not even be the match that ends his career. It might be this injury.
Maybe you have to risk it all to save it all. That's the logic, I think, for Jason Joshua here. Joshua's up top and Riley Nova rolling under the opposite turnbuckle to keep himself safe from whatever aerial attack Jason Joshua was planning there.
Inadvertently kept Joshua safe as well. That's championship instinct from Nova. You know, because this mindset change that we've seen. Hang on.
Nova's got him. Nova's got him. They're in the ropes here. Nova frustrated at the referee, but he was completely correct. There's an Olympic slam.
Beautifully executed.
Jason Joshua with the Olympic slam. Again, I hate to harp on this. You've got to be able to double down on these moves.
But it's not even just that. It's Nova rolling to a point in the ring where he can't be pinned.
Yeah. We might not like Riley Nova, but you've got to say there are some ring smarts on this young man.
Absolutely. It's that mindset change. It's not just taking him to a more aggressive Riley Nova. It's a smarter, more cerebral Riley Nova. And that's kind of an evidence of it there, bouncing Joshua's head off the bottom turnbuckle.
Look how he lured him in.
Yeah, exactly.
May have knocked him out. Joshua's he might be unconscious, you know. Nova trying to line him up.
He doesn't know where he is.
Riley Nova trying to put Jason Joshua's career to bed. The super kick. Nova with the super kick.
Thank you, Jason Joshua.
Joshua, yes. The kick out from Joshua. Man, thank God for that. I thought that was it. I thought that was it for Jason Joshua.
We've seen that super kick put people away before, Dave.
Yeah, Riley Nova reflecting on the fact that it hasn't put away Jason Joshua here. Nova almost tearing his hair out with frustration. Nova screaming at Joshua, just give up. The support from the PEW fans here for Jason Joshua actually quite moving. What a relationship Joshua has had with these fans, but Nova continuing to do more and more damage to that left knee.
That's the thing I take away for every single time I come to Phenomenal Elite Wrestling is what these people feel for Jason Joshua. It's a really unique connection. I know normally it's enough to take him through, but
going for another one.
This is it. It might not be enough tonight.
Riley Nova is tuning up the band for a second super kick. No, Joshua caught him and Joshua hits a kick of his own. Couldn't lift the leg all the way, but he got enough of it to buy himself another couple of seconds here. Short arm clothesline. Joshua lands on top of Nova and Joshua, no!
That could have been it, Dave.
And the butterflies that just went through my stomach there, and I'm sure most of the fans, I thought Joshua had just won the world title.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the difference maker there was he was able to use his body weight to follow through on the move and crash down into a pinning combination.
God, this is tense. How tense is this?
They've been going for a good long while here, Dave. I mean, don't forget, the official match time is going to be not telling the full story because of the battering they gave each other outside of the ring before it even began. On the road to this match, Jason Joshua fought a hellacious contest against Alton Thorne and showed us what he was made of.
Wait, look at this now. We saw Riley Nova lining up for a super kick. Are we seeing Jason Joshua line up for the curb stomp?
This could be it.
Well, nearly went into the referee. But that was a right hand. Was that aiming for Joshua or was that aiming for the ref?
I feel like that can't possibly have been aiming for the referee.
There's a low blow.
Even Nova is not that kind of wrestler.
There's a low, wait, the wrestler just hit a low blow as soon as he had the opportunity. How can you still even partially defend him?
He was going straight after Joshua, who was there in the corner. This is collateral damage. It happens in pro wrestling.
What is Nova doing
He's
now?
getting him out of the ring now.
Why? Okay, excuse that one.
Yeah, I mean, I can't. I'm doing my best here to believe in the integrity of our champion, but I don't know what's happened to him. I don't know what's happened to Riley Nova.
The integrity of our champion. That ship sailed about 2 hours ago, if not months ago. Wait, here comes the Prestige. PEW's owner, the Prestige, is out here.
Oh, not like this, Dave.
What is he doing, Prestige?
The Prestige has...
Prestige! A cutter on Joshua! What is this?
Is he going to count the move himself? He's going to count the pin?
He's an official. The kick out. Why did the Prestige hit the cutter on Joshua?
The Prestige has made no bones about the fact that his allegiance is with his Riley Nova. He sees Riley Nova as the future of PEW, but...
I know, I understand that, but Jason Joshua's career is on the line. Have some kind of compassion for another human being.
I think compassion and respect went out of the window along with the integrity. I cannot believe this, but Joshua were able to kick out twice.
And now the Prestige is holding Joshua in place for what must be, surely, the decisive super kick.
Oh!
Prestige! Prestige at the super kick!
Joshua were able to duck out of the way.
I hope he tastes that super kick for a very long time.
There are teeth littering the corner of the room here. Meanwhile, Joshua back to his feet.
Yeah, but there's no referee. There isn't a referee. Joshua taken down. Nova.
He's down.
Looking for the submission here.
He's got it locked in.
Nova's tapping out, but there's no official.
And wait a second.
That's 40. 40. 40 coming to the assistance of Riley Nova. Part of the cause.
Deep pockets on Riley Nova, apparently.
Spine buster from 40.
Nova telling him to get out of the way. Yeah. Or is he? No, I see. He's holding reaching for the belt. All right.
In the championship.
I have defended. I mean,
we only have one referee here tonight.
I have defended this man time and time again, but this is an outrage.
Nova grabbing that championship belt.
Come on, Riley Nova, not like this.
40 holding Joshua in place, and this time there was no escape.
Wait.
That's Joey Scott. Joey Scott, a long-time rival of Jason Joshua, but also a man who respects him a lot. Wow, Joey Scott coming to the aid of Riley Nova.
Whoa!
Scott takes out 40.
I mean, that's what happens. People travel the roads up and down fighting each other in this industry.
Here's Hood, H. Hood. Man, this is total carnage. Hood took out Scott. It looks to me like Riley Nova has hired the assistance of the...
Meanwhile...
Oh, look who's here now. Martin Kirby. Kirby with the enziguri to Hood. And Kirby 1 year on.
Good.
1 year on after Riley Nova betrayed him, kicked him out of the entitled. Kirby face to face with the PEW World Champion.
Riley begging him off, but Kirby's got to be feeling so much anger, fury.
Ivy as well.
Wait a
Ivy,
second.
another member of the entitled, another one of those who stabbed Kirby in the back.
Yeah, but look at what she's got in her hand. It's not just Ivy, it's Ivy carrying a bat.
What kind of mood is Ivy in? She lost the women's title earlier. Man, this is like deja vu to a year ago, seeing Nova and Ivy 2-on-1 here against Kirby. Shot from Nova to Kirby.
Vicious right hand.
We're still in the middle of a world title match here.
The referee hasn't moved. I keep trying to check on him. He's down.
Yeah, you're trying really hard to check on him.
Oh, I'm looking.
Nova has Kirby in that camel clutch.
Ivy screaming in the face of Joshua and Kirby. Wait a second!
Ivy hit Nova! Ivy hit Nova!
Was that, did she mean to do that?
Oh, she meant to do it. Where did that come from? Look at this.
Now Kirby,
Referee thrown back into the ring.
this could be it. Joshua is up. Joshua is up.
Joshua. Nova in the middle of the ring. Nowhere to go.
Listen to this crowd.
Curb stop from Jason Joshua. Nova folded up.
Come on, Joshua.
Jason Joshua is the champion of the world. Of all the people to come to the aid of Jason Joshua, Joey Scott, and then Ivy as well, Martin Kirby involved as well. Goodness me, an unforgettable series of events resulting in Jason Joshua's career not only continuing, but continuing as the world champion of phenomenal elite wrestling.
When we arrived here tonight, Dave, of all the things I had in mind as the final picture of this show, this was not it. Joshua with that championship draped over his shoulder. Ivy kissing goodbye to the defeated Riley Nova. But I'm happy to see it.
It is party time in Ettington. There are fans on their feet. They are celebrating the ascension to the top of the mountain for Big Daddy Unicorn. A rise that we never thought he would make.
The prestige licking his wounds leaves.
How have Ivy and Kirby reconciled? God, there's so many questions here.
I have absolutely no idea. There are so many questions left open, but the one that is not is what happens next for Jason Joshua.
That's a question for another day. Tonight, it is celebration time. Jason Joshua with a fairy tale end to legacy. A night where it looked time and again that his career was over. But from the darkness comes light for the new PEW World Champion. Jason Joshua is the man as we say goodnight from PEW Legacy.